So be pro climax action messages. Forced cross dressing. Oh my god.
What is it? Wait, are you okay?
This is fucking stupid.
Hello. Why are you not?
I'm still trying to. I'm still like.
I've scarred you with the pre-stream talk.
Oh my god. Yeah, I just found out Mad is not a real person. She's a lizard person. And she has to blend into society by putting on her human skin.
Pretty much. That's what it feels like to be a woman putting on makeup. I'm like, yeah, sometimes maybe it's a little fun. I don't really care. I always have been just a big nerd. I just want to learn and do. I don't particularly care to make my looks a certain way. It's just I want to fit into society. That's it. I don't really particularly
like Patrick
care.
Bateman.
Yeah, it's like I try to disengage with society so I don't have to do as much with that and just hermit. But like when I do engage with society, I try to like do enough to just chameleon through.
So, do you have to return some videotapes that I need to know about? Like, do you have to go do that?
Return some videotapes?
You never watched American Psycho or read the book?
But okay, if we've never had this conversation, I don't remember movies. Like to me, it was like 2 hours of my life. Okay, are you ready for like a dirty joke right off the bat? So when people like ask you about Toy Story, it's like, well, I had a friend in me like 20 years ago. You know, like I'm not gonna remember it now.
Okay, well,
you know what I mean? Like it was literally like 2 hours of my life. Fucking 20 years ago. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, how are you gonna...
That's how long the friend was inside you? 22 hours?
If it was 22 hours, maybe I'd remember. No, I'm talking about like 2 hours. It's not a great analogy. Listen.
All right.
Just truly, it's like, it's such a short period of your life. I don't know how people remember lines from movies. It was 5 seconds of 2 hours, however many years ago. How does it stick with you?
Because it's memorable movies. Quotes. That's why. Anyway, welcome back to episode. No, wait, stop. Rewind. Welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered Gamers. I forgot what podcast I was on for a second. I'm Delacroix, and with me is the lovely lizard lady, Mad Curious. And this is episode 7. We figured out what episodes you're up to.
I think it's actually episode 6.
Oh my fucking god, she told me 7.
No.
Whatever.
It's 6, but it's actually 7 because you did it the European way, making ground floor.
Okay, episode 7 or 6. We don't know, but it's one of them.
Very good.
How's your week been going, Matt?
It's good. I'm tired as always, but to be fair, I did have a hurricane that kind of threw me off for the week. So
yeah. I'm glad that you guys got hit with 2 hurricanes back to back. It's like you guys got hit with one, and then the next one just came. And it was like, what's up?
It did.
You know. I'm glad that you're good and the kitties, but there's a lot of people who were unfortunate. You know, it sucks. It sucks, and we both our concerns and condolences goes out to those who have suffered through the hurricane, especially in Florida and the other areas. It's real sad to see. You know, our government just sucks and is not doing too well to take care of our own people. We're not gonna get political. We just we actually give a shit what's going on out there. I reached out to Matt and was like, yo, you gonna be okay out there? Like,
yep. And it was all good here, like, but it's definitely not for everyone. You know, a lot of people are struggling in multiple states for both of these hurricanes. So,
yeah. So, over the week, I saw that you had a whole breakdown, or I don't know, what do you call it? You got very upset, or you got very aggravated at people on Twitter about a mod that was just added to Silent Hill 2.
I didn't get upset.
Well, you seem very
I didn't get upset.
Agitated.
I didn't even argue with anyone. I just said one word or one line.
Could you quote the line for us?
Hold on, I got you. No, not upset. I don't get upset on Twitter anymore, to be fair.
Yeah, we're all gonna be like Keanu Reeves from that one.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, legitimately, I stopped arguing with people like maybe a month ago. It's not worth my time. I said, This honestly just reminds me how bad porn really is for society. Gaming is so much more than that.
And this is because there's a mod in Silent Hill 2 where I don't remember the character's name because I see her in the beginning. I have Silent Hill 2. I'm playing the remake right now. I've never played the Silent Hill game. So
She's 17 and the mod made it pornographic. It really did.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
it's gross.
so they gave her like, what is it? The sexy mod? There's like the big boobs and she's like in underwear.
Yeah.
The same type of mods that is done for every game.
But she's
The same mods.
17.
She's the
This
same
is,
mod.
like,
and it's
actually-
gross.
Like, you understand what that means. It's
Yes.
not good.
Now I know there are different states with different requirements
Doesn't
for
matter.
what is age of
Doesn't
consent.
matter. So gross.
In my
So gnarly.
in my head,
So
the age
fucked
of
up.
consent is always 18. 18.
Yeah.
And still 18 seems a little bit too young,
It
but
does.
18 is determined by the government saying that you're an adult. You can buy cigarettes. No, you can't buy cigarettes anymore. You could register to vote and you could go to war.
You can
You
get
can't
married.
drink or buy cigarettes. And you get married. But the mod has made her like, she has big boobs, is revealing, and she's in skimpy clothes. Like, they for some reason these modders always have like a sexy mod for every game.
Yeah, and so
I
like
remember-
removing that from it, right? Like if it's actually adults, right? It's still porn brain.
It's weird. It's
Yeah.
very weird to me.
Yeah.
But people download that shit. I don't understand it. Like, I've seen streamers do the sexy mods for like Resident Evil 3 for Jill, and even and Resident Evil 4 and 2. Like, they add these mods in where it's like the characters have like big boobs, big breasts, or the guys are like just in a thong or speedo, and it's like, I get it's supposed to be funny, but some people actually sit there and rule 34 it.
Yeah.
I mean, rule 34 is always gonna be somewhere, but like,
But it's pretty like it's funny to laugh at that, but it's actually pretty gross. Like the fact that we have what 80 years on Earth at any of us about, and anyone spends that amount of time just with their brain like that far into that versus like anything else you could be doing. Like you could be the person who could have like made a cure or like I don't know entertained people on the internet.
yeah, you could have
And you
done a
chose
lot,
that?
but yeah, but I mean, like, if you think about it,
Oh man.
we have sexualized so many characters, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
Like, Pyramid Head. Like, put it like this: the whole Dead by Daylight community is a bunch of horny people at this point. Everybody in the Dead by Daylight community is fucking horny as shit because everybody wants to get fucked by Pyramid Head or one
Is
of the
that
monsters.
really what's happening?
It's-
Oh my gosh.
Dude, have you not seen like
The only thing I've seen from the DVD
fetishes for Pyramid
community
Head?
is the few people I know that play it that are cool, and then the most of the people that play it that are really mean. And I haven't seen anything necessary. You know
and then
what?
there's the
Didn't they make like a dating something? No, I think I know what you're
Yes.
talking about. Okay.
yes, the Dead by Daylight community is a bunch of degenerates. Like any fucking community, you got a group of degenerates who are horny as shit, and not everybody wants to bang monsters and killers. And we are a society with porn brain. Why?
Truly.
Because the internet and people just go full send into fucking porn and stuff, and that's why I'm all for us having our sex robots with the AI girlfriends.
Was
I'm
this the
all
twist?
for it. No more. I can.
Was this the twist?
What's that?
Was this the twist you were talking about?
This is the twist. Listen, I just saw now you could buy your sex doll with the robot and upload the AI into it.
All right, I have two separate
So-
thoughts on it. One, disturbing, get a life. Two, as long as it keeps people from bringing that energy onto the internet every fucking day, fuck it. Just do it. Just give the incels
Literally,
their fucking
fuck
robots,
it.
bro.
Fuck your
Literally,
robot.
just as long as it like it takes them away from like needing to put their like really horny energy out on the internet every fucking 5 seconds, like. Good God, man. You don't have anything better to do? Like, as somebody who, like, even as a teenager didn't want to date, like, didn't care about any of that stuff, like, I'm very much like, I want to learn and create. That is my life.
Yeah.
I don't really delve into the world of the gross things, okay? It's just not for me. I have things to do. And while they may not seem important to other people, the things that are important to me, at least I'm creating something. You know, at least
Well, what do
even
you
if
think?
nobody
Whoa,
cares
whoa,
about my
whoa,
legacy, I'm
hold on,
creating
hold on.
something, you know?
Hold on. Me advocating for sex robots here. Don't
Yeah.
ask why.
Yeah.
But these people are creating things too, you know? They're creating love and beauty
I'm
and a
not judging the
connection.
people that are creating the sex robots. They're making money,
No,
right?
no, I'm talking about the consumer of the sex robot. They're creating a lot of stuff. They're creating beautiful memories for themselves that they couldn't create with another human being. I just love how your face just completely changed.
Creating
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
beautiful
whoa.
memories.
What's wrong with
Creating
me?
beautiful memories they
Wanted...
couldn't create with another person is the saddest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Listen,
And
whoa,
as
whoa,
a
whoa, whoa.
hermit, I'm laughing that hard. Oh my god.
Wait a minute. What if? What, just hear me out now. You
I'm crying
are
already. We're like 5 minutes in.
just hear me out. Hold on.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
All right. As somebody yourself who is, you know, like you say, a hermit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Don't sometimes you just want a connection with somebody?
No. I'm good. I'm good. I have shit to do.
Okay, but wait, hold on. But there's times where you're like, what if you could build a person, a robot, who has everything that you want? They're your perfect
I don't
partner.
want anything. I feel like I'm every man's nightmare woman, which is the woman who doesn't want anything from anyone.
But you're wait, that doesn't count. Wait, you're bisexual, so that doesn't count.
Yeah.
You could be so you could play both fields.
I play no fields most of the time. I just want to be left alone. I'm the nightmare person.
So wait, but hear me out. With the sex robot, right? It's
Sure.
not. You don't have to use it for sex. It could be just a companion and give you an idea.
I don't want
of
a
stuff.
companion. I have cats. I'm a crazy cat lady. I'm good. That's what cats are for.
Okay, well, I'm speaking for myself. I don't see a problem. Like, you know what? I come home from a hard day of work. Sometimes the cats can communicate with me. Turn on my robot. She'll tell me everything I need to hear. Right? And then a plus, you can have sex with it. But knowing big companies, they're gonna monetize the fuck out of that shit.
Oh, yeah.
You wanna bang that robot? You're gonna pay $20 a month.
Well,
for
imagine where it's gonna get to. It's gonna get like where they like license. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong, dude.
I mean, listen. At this point, you could have Amaranth as your girlfriend because she got the AI feature. There's so many sex workers starting to put their AI into, like, you know, these features. So it's like the movie Her. You could have your favorite girl.
Her was not supposed to be like a guide. It wasn't like an instruction manual.
It
Like,
was.
society
It
knows
was.
that, right?
No, it was. It fucking was.
Oh,
Laws in the Real Girl is happening. We're gonna have real sex robots. Mark my words. 2030, we're gonna be banging robots.
I think it'll
As
be
much as
sooner
you-
than that, to be honest. But I won't
Listen.
be. You guys can, I guess.
Oh my God! Listen, I've had this debate. I've had this. This is my say. Here's the final word on this. If you are a woman and you have a sex toy, you're banging a robot right now. If you're using a vibrator, you're
Sure.
banging a robot.
Okay.
So don't sit here and try to.
I'm just saying,
try to-
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
You're shaming me for wanting to bang a robot.
Listen, I'm just. It's not. None of it's for me. I'm good.
Yeah, she says that now. The next thing you know, hey, you got the robot walking in the background.
I got shit to do. I don't have time for all that.
Yeah, guess what? You can do your
slept
shit
like
and the
5
robots
hours
be
last
there.
night, dude. I don't have time.
To bang your robot? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. I don't have time to bang robots. I don't have time to bang people. Busy. I got shit to do. I don't know how
Well, what
everybody
if you
has
could bang
time
the
for all
robot?
this. Like, how do people not only have time to like dream of banging robots, but then also like see any female character anywhere and they're like, must make sexual. And then they don't just think that. That's not like where it ends. They probably do their thing and then they're like, you know what would be really cool if I just
What is the
made it
thing you're
happen.
talking about?
The thing. And then
What thing?
and then and then they're like, let me make it happen. Let me make it happen. And then they go to their computer and they're like this. And they're like, I will want the boobs. I will want them. And my precious.
Wait a minute. What about the people who draw it? And then
You're right.
animate it?
Some of them might draw it first. You're absolutely right.
And it's not just female characters.
And then they don't just do it for them.
It's
They're like
Pokemon,
so
too.
proud of it that they share it with other humans.
Yes, Pokemon.
Like,
There's
out of
people that
all the things you could do in the world, anything, even just like making people laugh, like you and I maybe occasionally do, or like, I don't know, talking about an idea that maybe gets people thinking. They're like, I'm going to help people. Yep. That's.
say the word.
I'm not saying
You're
that.
gonna help people get off. You're gonna help people.
Let me be a prude.
You're gonna help people get off. You're gonna help people have orgasms. They're doing a
It's
a
just not for
service for
me.
society.
I just
They're
don't.
doing a service for society though.
Or maybe people should just like, I don't know, focus, like uplift their lives and have better standards to do literally anything
that's
else.
their standards. Don't shame them for wanting to
I'm
bang
shaming 'em.
cartoon characters
I'm shaming.
and then drawing it.
All right.
You-
No, okay,
you're
not
si-
kink shaming. I'm kink concerning. All right. I'm kink concerned.
Concern.
Kink concerned. Like, you could do literally anything else, and that's what you spend like that much. Like, it's one thing to just like you think about it and you're like, okay, whatever. But like the fact that they spend hours modding this so that they can then see it and experience it, and then they want to share it, and they do this over and over again with multiple games. Like, maybe just have they looked at their actions like a little bit and said like, I could maybe do anything else. Like, if I could be anything in the world, what would I be? A boob modder. Like, really? Like, there's nothing else you want to do?
Wait, what's wrong with admiring boobs?
There's nothing wrong with admiring it. It's just the sheer amount of focus that's the porn brain. It's not the fact that they like ever think about it. Everybody thinks about something at some point, but like the fact that they're focused on it to the degree that they feel like if a game doesn't have boobs like everywhere, then they're not entertained by a game, which a game function is not. Like, there are other ways to see boobs, you know, they could just Google it for free, you know, like.
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not.
It's not the same. This leads into our today's topic. We're going to be reviewing the woke chart. So supposedly there's a whole spreadsheet made about all the games that has DEI in it and is considered woke. And I was thinking it's like probably like a couple hundred games, and probably like a couple hundred. I was thinking like max like 300 games, 300. But Matt has revealed to me that it's not in the hundreds. It's in the fucking thousands.
Yep.
What's the precise number, Matt?
1520?
1,520 fucking games. 1,520 fucking games. And this person puts out each game and details what is in the game that makes it woke. This means a person sat there for God knows how long and did this. How much time do you have in your hands?
That's what I'm saying.
Speaking
like,
about
speaking of time,
putting time
right?
and effort, you do. Wait, hold on. So you got a problem with them spending time modding boobs?
And
so
I
this
have
is
a
what they
problem
did.
with them
If they're
doing this
not-
too. It's just so much wasted time. We can do anything.
But they got time in their hands. You understand? Some people, that's
Maybe
all they
stop
have.
having time on your hands and create something. You know, like I don't have time on my hands.
They created that. They created that sheet. That's creating.
I mean, you do have a point. They created something.
And they're creating mods
You're right.
and art.
They are at least
Listen.
creating. It's better than only reacting. I will give you that.
Exactly.
I will give you that.
See? She told you, like, everything makes sense when you think about it, you know?
Okay, I didn't say it made sense. I said at least they're creating something. It's just like maybe they could take that energy and like solve world hunger instead. I say as someone creating on the internet. Nonetheless, you could have better standards. My standards still might be low, but like you could have better standards than you have now and then continue to rise from there.
They are solving world horniness, mad. These people are doing a service. I salute you, Route 34
could just stop
people.
being
I
so
salute you.
horny.
That's impossible.
Like you could just like fucking read a book. I don't know.
You could, okay, then they're gonna read erotica, and like you doing your role play with fucking mermaids sticking starfish in places.
Like, do people
Bring
not
up
like
the
to
list.
exercise their brains? Like, they only like to exercise one member of their body? Like, Jesus.
You gotta exercise your brain too
Like,
with
have
that
some
stuff.
balance, you know? Like, okay. Speaking of balance, this is the most unbalanced list I've ever seen. Well, you know what? They do have a recommended list too.
So let's pull up this list. So these are the games, right? These are all the games. This is This is so. Could you break this list down for me? Like, what's
Look,
at the top? What's at the main
this.
top? What the hell? Jesus
It has
Christ.
color coding too. I don't know what the color coding means.
Do they have a legend?
I don't see one.
So this person made the woke list. It has a full list of games that have woke ideology, and kind of just puts in the whole DEI stuff in it. This list is put together by the Woke Content Detector Stream group with assistance from the members of the RPG HQ. What the hell is the
Steam group
role-playing game
specifically.
HQ?
So these are PC players, which doesn't surprise me, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm just roasting PC players. They're gonna just to get them a little mad. It's fine.
Aren't you a PC? Oh, I'm a PC player.
I'm an everything player. I like roasting PC players because they get really mad.
Okay, let's start with what we know. Let's start with Starfield 2023, Bethesda Studios. It's not recommended. Why? Contains overly pro LGBTQ, overly pro DEI messages, pronoun sections.
So what is
includes,
overtly pro DEI? What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Like,
Because they use they them pronouns and uses by type 1 and 2 instead of female and male. Improperly diverse NPCs in all areas. But this is a game you can make your own fucking character. Don't you make your own character in that game?
yeah, I think they're complaining about the character creator very specifically here. But
that
the thing is,
how does that make it?
like, I'm sure there's been character creators for all of time that have like had numbers instead of saying male female. It's just a way of like, it doesn't mean that they're anti like anything. It's just counting. Like, what?
I mean, the game was bad because the game was bad.
I haven't played it.
Starfield was bad because it was just janky as fuck and it was boring. That janky, like a lot of janky bugs and crashes, and then it was just a boring game. The story was like just boring.
What is improbably
There's not-
diverse? Like, are they subjecting a fantasy space game that's like in what, the future or a different time, and they're saying like, oh, it would never be this diverse, as though they like can decide that for the writers?
I don't fucking know. Like the voice acting in the game seemed bad too.
It's just I just don't understand improbably diverse. Like, if this is a different time and people have, I don't know, globalization, there's going to be a lot of different types of people in a lot of different places. So I mean, like, where I'm at, there's a lot of people in a lot, like, there's a very diverse group. I could see that being true in the stars or whatever space, it's just a weird, like, what is improbably diverse? Like, they just decided that. They're like, no, there would only be white people here. Like, fucking what?
My brain is like trying to process this. I'm not drunk enough for this. But let's move on to Baldur's Gate 3. Contains overly LGBTQ messages, non-binary, other options available, identities in the character creation menu. Uses body type instead of male and female, optional homosexual romance. It's fucking based off of Dungeons and Dragons. It's role playing. Like, are you fucking stupid? Are you serious? Like, it's Dungeons and Dragons. It's made to be like Dungeons and Dragons. In Dungeons and Dragons, you can fuck your own companions if you wanted to. You could literally fuck anything that you want in Dungeons and Dragons. Is it part of the story? Not always, but
I like that they don't say bestiality on here. They're like, don't fuck another person, but bears are fine.
I don't get that. Oh, like, this is just that's just a stupid thing. Like, overly pro LGBTQ plus. Like, how is it overly pro? Like,
what
you
is
could do
overly
whatever
pro?
you want, and it's like how you could do whatever you want.
Yeah,
and because it's
offering
that
choices isn't forcing you to do anything. That's what's so weird about this. It's not like they're pushing your boundaries by forcing you into anything. They're just giving you options.
Wait, if I see Helldivers in here, I'm gonna lose my shit. Because it keeps saying, because I'm saying that you see where it says uses body type 1 and 2
Oh,
instead
I'm
of
not
male and
seeing
female.
it. I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's in the recommended.
But the thing
Hold
is,
on.
in Helldivers, it uses 1 and 2.
I don't see. Is Helldiver one word? Or is it two?
Helldivers, I guess. I don't know.
Helldiver. Oh, here we go. It is green. What is green? Informational, maybe?
Informational?
Yeah.
Yes, it's
okay, so
informational.
what's informational? Does that mean like it's in between? It's a maybe? It's like a just be aware that it's like kind of a little bit gay.
Wait. See the way contains subtly pro LGBTQ messages, contains subtly pro DI messages, no clear distinction between male or female aside from voices. The intro notably features a mixed race family.
So this is like truly just like the racist list. Your face. If there was ever an episode we needed drinks, it's probably this one. Oh my god. So literally just like a bunch of fucking Nazis made
Why
this.
did you put this up? It's Sunday and it's 1 p.m. and I'm pissed off already. Why did you do this? You did this on fucking purpose. This is how we
I just wanted to ruin your whole week.
You fucking ruined my whole day. I'm really upset right now because this list is fucking asinine.
Oh, it's gonna get better, I'm sure. We haven't even gotten to the fact that Elden Ring is on this list. It's
Hold
near
on.
the top
Hates.
too.
Hates. Let's see. Hates contains overly LGBTQ messaging, homosexuality relationships. It's the fucking Greek. The Greeks were fucking each other. The men fucked the men.
Oh, don't tell them that. They want to believe that men have been always so manly before now, and they would never fuck each other.
Bro, the Spartans used to fuck each other. The Spartans, yes.
Not according
the
to
Spartans.
these guys. They would never. They're manly
they fuck
men.
each other, dude.
Manly men.
What else they got in here? The NPC Ducia says she's asexual. Well, okay, I can understand when they change how some of the Greek gods look. Where there was one Greek god that they did make black, which didn't make sense because in Greek mythology they were all pretty much just a bunch of white dudes and white women. Like it's somewhat like a little tan, but I get it. And I think they changed Aphrodite's.
And it's one thing to
being,
like call that out and have commentary on it, right? It's a whole other to be like, don't play this game. We're cancel culture. They're like the ultimate cancel culture over here, like with their boycotts. It really is. It's absurd.
Okay, because we got I'm trying to contain my rage.
I mean, let it out if you need to.
No, because this is I can't like I don't want to get this is like my second beer for the morning. Yes,
you are
I know.
drinking.
I've been drinking since. Yeah, I'm drinking. Yeah, I'm drinking this. I don't want a product place, but I'm drinking a notably known.
Bro, all right, give me a minute.
company.
I'll join you. Here, you guys can look at that. I'm wearing shorts, so I'm gonna do that. All right, I'll be right back.
Wait, what is happening?
I'm gonna grab a drink. I'm gonna join you.
Oh, so we have to drink for this stream. So she's gonna go get a drink, and she didn't want you guys to see her legs. She's over here in short shorts. Why? Who knows? This list is the most craziest list I've ever seen. Because you have Shovel Knight. How was Shovel Knight? Shovel Knight, I gotta see this. Contains overly pro-LGBTQ messaging, includes a body swap mode that allows you to independently change whether each character is male or female for his or her body and text. I don't get Shovel
I'm not
Knight.
gonna
Aren't
be
you
the
like
only
a
one
bug?
sober for this list, please.
Wait, Shovel Knight is the one with the. Yeah, I remember Shovel Knight. You could change that to a female. I didn't even know that. Was that a mod?
What?
Wait, Hogwarts Legacy is on this?
That's what. Okay, I can't wait to get to that one because what's so funny is like it's canceled for being JK.
Non-pro.
Yeah, it's canceled for being anti-trans, and now it's canceled for also probably being trans. Beautiful work, guys. This proves what we were talking about last week, where like they're trying to cancel from all sides, and the only one who benefits is BlackRock. I mean, idiots.
Hold on. The Shovel Knight, I've read through the Shovel Knights. I'm at Hogwarts. Contains overly pro-LGBTQ messaging. Contains overly pro-DEI messaging. 1800 Scotland somehow has diverse LGBTQ plus characters. Uses body type instead of biological sex.
I love that they think that like
made...
Scotland can't have gay. Why is Scotland specifically supposed to be only heterosexual?
Okay. to my knowledge, in 1800 Scotland, they didn't have fucking wizards and witches running around fucking saying Lumaris and Expecto Patronium and fucking stop.
That's
just
so
please,
realistic
just
for
stop.
Scotland. What are you
Just
talking
stop.
about? It's so realistic for 1800 Scotland, but what's not is the gay.
I'm gonna burst a lot of you guys' bubbles here. Okay. Gay and trans people have been around for a very long time. Very long. But a lot of them have just been just they blend into normal society.
And they
It's
put
not
it
the
in different
same-
parts of society. So maybe people had to marry opposite sex. But if you think that the Spartans weren't banging each other when they went to war and the women weren't banging each other while they were off to war, because everyone's apparently porn brained in the world.
Like
Going back to the very beginning.
I get in today's society, like people are very openly and kind of just like announcing that they're gay or trans. Like they're making like a announcement always.
Yeah.
Like spectacles with the flags and everything. And back in like the early 90s, like when I was growing up, it was kind of like you never knew.
And we could have a
It is
whole conversation about how Pride has
Yeah.
gotten really gross. I mean, we could have a whole conversation.
But for you guys to take things, especially when it's in fictional worlds and stuff, I don't think Harry Potter was trying to be historically accurate like another game series, Assassin's Creed. But
They're not.
you can't.
Historical history is our playground.
It's like,
It's our playground.
why is Tekken 8 here? Tekken 8.
All right, hold on. I was going to
overly-
cheers you to this horrific thing that we're reading.
What
Cheers.
is that? What are you drinking? What is that?
My friend got me a bottle of McKenna. Beautiful. Best whiskey I've had in so long because I've been buying like $30 bottles. And he was like, you can't be buying that. And so when I had my friend, I asked if he could take me hurricane shopping. He was like, I'm going to get you this one. Yeah, that was really nice of him.
Oh, dude, wait. Sorry, real quick segue.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Total Wine?
Yeah, that's where we got this,
Dude.
actually.
I almost had like a whole panic attack in that store.
Why
I'd never been to
because
one.
it's just so big. Yeah, it has
It's
everything.
so much.
Everything.
It was so much. I had a whole panic attack. I was like, it's so much. I don't know what to do. I just like, started freaking out. I was like, I gotta get out of the store. I bought like some alcohol, whatever.
It's
was
so
amazing.
nice. It's so nice.
Yeah, but getting back on this, cheers to that. Cheers to this stupidity. But Tekken 8, body types place of biological sex during character creation. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't body types start switching over? They started to remove male and female. They just went to body 1, body 2 for a lot of games.
That's what they seem to be complaining about. And what's
Yeah, but
odd is like, wait, what do you think?
Go ahead.
Like, gender is somewhat a construct in the fact that it is dependent on what we are describing, right? And that's a whole different conversation. But like biological sex and like what that means and what your body is not like they're not lying. It's like, okay, this body has a penis and this one has a vagina. Like, what's wrong with that exactly to say, hey, that's what it has? I don't like my brain can't like comprehend that they're mad about
it's just-
describing body type, I guess, because it doesn't offend anyone. It's just that one has a penis and that one doesn't.
Just because a game took out male female doesn't mean that like you gotta stay. Okay, here's something: video games and companies are taking out male and female to just so they don't hit people complain. That's all it is. So it's easier to go body 1, body 2.
To just not-
voice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Not male voice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not female voice 1, 2, 3. It's like voice 1, 2, 3, and so on.
But it doesn't
You,
change the
as a-
facts. Yeah, it doesn't change like the facts underlying, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You, as a fucking competent human being with a fucking brain and eyes, if you don't have eyes, I apologize. But if you could hear, you can hear that, okay, this sounds very feminine or very soft. Must mean man or maybe woman. Because I'm sorry, when I was in the military, there was a company commander in the Coast Guards that sounded like a whole female, but was a dude, and it blew my mind because I was like, I don't know what to say. Yes, sir. No, sir, ma'am. But you could sit there and say, oh, this body is smaller and slimmer. Must be woman, especially if it has boobs. But
And
I
they're just
digress.
allowing you to assume, which there's nothing wrong with either. It's like it doesn't change the facts that choose the penis body or choose the vagina body. That's your choice. Like it doesn't change that. Like you can just apply whatever you want. If you want it to be man and woman because that's your brain, or if you want it to be non-binary because that's your brain, they're just giving options. You know what I mean? It's not like, but they're taking it as like a full affront that they haven't labeled male, female, so that like they're taking it as like, oh, this is the trans agenda. Because
But
they're
it's
not including
like,
it, which is, I think removing things should not trigger this is anti-me. It's one thing if there's like, that's the thing. It's like if a game is preaching at you in some way and they're like forcing these things on you and you feel like every other word is trans. Okay, that's a conversation to have. Like if you really feel like someone's preaching at you. But when people are removing things, they're not preaching at you. It's just not
exactly.
there. Like people don't seem to be able to distinguish that in these conversations. And I think that we're finally getting to like where, you know, both of us haven't really seen a ton of preaching in games. Not to say that none have it, but I haven't really seen a ton. And so we're kind of uncovering whether that exists. And we're seeing very quickly that it's more things are removed than being forced upon you. And those are two very different things. It's not preaching.
Exactly. And any games that would seem preachy, I just don't play. I completely avoid it. Dustborn is a game. Dustborn, first off, I don't really play games like that.
I don't either.
And seeing it, and I was just like, okay, this is stupid. I'm not going to play it. It's not my cup of tea.
And there's
So I
some
didn't
that I
touch
would
it.
maybe play that are preachy if they're like, because if something's preachy in your direction, it doesn't feel preachy, right? So
Yeah.
like, I feel like some people would think some of the games that I've played would feel preachy to them, but it just feels comfy for me, and that's fine. We're allowed to have those opinions, and those are fair. But if it's not being preachy and you're calling it preachy, you should at least like, it's okay to still have your opinions, even if they're wrong. You know, like that's still your opinion. Like we can like, you know, it's just, that's still your opinion. But like base it in facts, you know, don't say, oh, this game is preaching. Maybe just change your language here and say, oh, this game doesn't have things I want. Then we can actually have a conversation. But people are just like misusing the facts. And I feel like that's where we're never going to be able to have conversations. Like, let's say that we could be respectful from both sides and have like an actual conversation with these people. If they're saying that something's preaching and it's not actually, we can never actually come to any sort of real conversation because they're just ignoring facts.
Exactly. What else you have here? Power. Power, really?
Isn't it animals? Uses body type in place of biological sex.
Okay.
Okay, so this
I
is
think
every
we're
game
gonna
now, it seems. Body type is just
I
what they've
think
done.
so. Okay, Elden Ring contains overly pro-LGBTQ messages. What was the pro-LGBTQ messages in that game?
Uses body type.
Just- But what was
is
the?
I
I'm
wish
trying-
they would be more specific, to be honest.
I played Elden Ring. Fantastic game.
Yeah.
I beat the main game. I beat the DLC. What was pro-LGBTQ? Because last time I checked, you don't have like real romances in that game. You could talk to a lot of different people. I know people are in love with like some people do like have like a love, like past loves and stuff. But I don't know. Like,
So was
You
there
have to
like,
think it's the
were
me-
there gay characters and that's what they're counting? I mean, I don't, what is overtly pro? Is it just there a gay person
I can't
exists?
remember. I don't know if there was a gay character. I can't remember. I don't think I encountered a gay character. I just never saw him. I was like, oh, he's gay. I could tell he's gay. I mean, there's a lady you could hug, and she likes to sleep with dead bodies. You hug her, and she gives you like a disease.
Okay, so here's
lowers your
a
stats.
question for them. So gay is bad, okay, in their book, but sex with dead people's good. Okay, just clearing it up. Just wanted to.
Wait. She didn't sleep with them. She laid with them.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Just
And then you
making
go
sure
to
that
her-
we are on the same page.
And when you go to her, she goes, "Let me hug you," and then you have such vigor.
Such figure.
And she hugs you, and you embrace her.
Is
You lay your head amongst her bosom, and then you get a stats defect. So
Imagine if the robots can give you stats effects too. Imagine.
they can.
Imagine
It's
the real.
called-
Then it might be worth it for society.
What part?
Like
Dude,
imagine
dude.
magically you're just stronger. You know, you can like lift more weight because you.
Bang a robot?
Yeah, maybe. Then
No,
it
you're gonna
might
get
have
a lot
value
of-
for society.
You know what's gonna happen? They're gonna have a lot of people getting like weird freaking infections because they don't clean their robots properly.
Oh, you're right. I mean, but the
Or
sex toy industry has been around forever. So, like, I assume they probably have systems for this that they're
you
building.
think there's people who barely wash their ass correctly.
No, they
You think
should
they'll
really make
wash-
it like self-cleaning, to be honest. Especially since like a lot of sex toys are probably they're probably more marketed to women, I think, overall, and or at least couples where the woman can clean it. So since men are going to be very into this, most likely they should really make it self-cleaning because we already know.
So wait. So the
not gonna
robot
take care
just
of it.
goes. So the robot just goes and detaches this detachable vagina and goes, I'm gonna wash it for next time use.
Yeah, I think you should. Or we're gonna have some real problems in society, to be honest.
Be sure to wash your sex toys, kids. I mean,
man.
adults. That's okay. Well, you know. Anyway, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered contains overly pro DEI messages.
What
Forces
does that
diversity
mean?
that
I
is
really wish they would be
inaccurate
more
for the time period.
specific. Like,
Okay,
I
you
wish
played
they
Assassin's
provided
Creed.
examples.
You played 3, right?
Yeah. I don't know what forced
What-
diversity they're saying is inaccurate for the time period. I have. So what I'm
Wait,
thinking
wasn't
is
it America?
it was literally Native Americans. So I guess they're assuming that like they're revisionists, and they're assuming that we, I guess, already massacred them or something.
No, wait. Okay, hold on, stop. But what I remember from Assassin's Creed 3, you play as Connor, right? Connor is a Native American who becomes an assassin, and his father is the Templar, correct?
Yeah.
So, wouldn't it make sense that if you had a time period of an alternate timeline where assassins exist, there would be a Native American trying to fight back for the land that was stolen and the people were almost killed?
Yeah,
That's
I
not
hated
forced
Connor as a
DEI.
character, but not for these reasons. Because
That was
he was
stupid.
just he was just annoying.
Okay, Suicide Squad kills Justice League.
No,
I agree.
but forced diversity for the time period is just weird for me because there was like one black person. Is that what they're mad about? And I think he had come over as a slave and then freed in AC4 because AC4 technically happens before AC3. And so you meet him in 4 and we literally like escape with him. And then he's in, was it 3? No, sorry, that was Rogue. Get my timeline all mixed up. So no, there wasn't, as far as I know, it was literally just Native American and white people. And Connor was mostly the only Native American you are with
He was only
most of the game.
half-breed.
There's
He
like
was only
nothing,
half-breed,
and he's
too.
half-breed too. So there's like nothing, it was mostly white people. So I don't know what they're complaining about. It was mostly white men everywhere. It was like
Whoever made this list, if you see this podcast, please reach out to us so we can have a conversation with you.
Dude, that would actually be
Because-
cool if they can like have a really like we can have a real conversation and like not
Like
that'd
we're
be
not
neat.
gonna argue. We're not gonna sit here and go like you're stupid. We're not gonna do the name calling.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do. I'll try not to name call, but
Yeah.
to have like a serious conversation to why this is, or maybe there's somebody. I gotta reach out to somebody because I'm pretty sure we could probably have a conversation with somebody about this. But some of this stuff is just fucking stupid.
I would really like to know some of
Suicide-
the details because like even if I don't agree, I would like to know where their head's at, if that makes sense. Like I always try
Yeah.
to understand people even if like we're on complete opposite ends of the spectrum because again, I'm a nerd. So I can like kind of weirdly remove myself from the situation and be like, okay, so where's your head at? And like not relate to anyone, but like try to understand them. So I'd be interested to know what some of this means and then maybe break it down, try to understand their perspective and then see if there's a way for everyone to move forward a little bit better together. You just never know, you know?
Exactly. So Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, I can agree with this. Contains overly pro LGBTQ messaging, contains overly pro DEI messaging, contains overly anti-patriarchy messaging, race swaps, Deadshot, LGBTQ flags, shames the patriarchy. I can see that.
Okay, so
I
which
get
part
that.
do you think you see?
Okay, so race swap and Deadshot. Deadshot was always white, so they race swapped him. Why? I don't know. LGBT flags constantly like making that a skin for every game is just overly annoying. As if I don't know.
Especially since Pride has
You're-
gotten pretty out of control. It really has.
As a bisexual, do you always need your flag in every game you play?
Absolutely not.
do you constantly need to see a flag and like to be
There's
represented?
only one time I've seen it in a game where it made sense and it was cool. And that was Last of Us 2. And I know people will disagree with that, but they were right by what was clearly like a gay community that they were walking through, because they went to a bookstore and it was like gay bookstore. And so it made sense that they had the rainbow on the street and it was like kind of washed away, because it was obviously a place where that was what they were celebrating at that time. And it wasn't necessarily saying, hey, be gay. It wasn't preaching at you. It was just showing like a representation of something, which makes sense because she's gay anyway. So it was just like a little subtle thing. It wasn't like they didn't do it past that point. It was literally just then. Other than that, actually, no, there's one other game, but it was probably by gays for gays, to be honest. And I don't even think it had a lot of pride stuff in it. It was just very colorful. Like, I've played one game called Calico that a lot of people who would like this list would obviously hate. And it was really, really cute. It was literally building a cat cafe, and it was by the gays for the gays. It was legitimately only women and non-binary, and there were like no men, and it was just a cute game, but it not cute just because of that. It was a very peaceful game. And so, and it wasn't about that. It was just about like the cat cafe and the animals and it felt like an acid trip. It was like a whole thing. So I don't think that, like, I think there's a time and place, like when you're making the game for that audience, right? And we've talked about that. Like, if you are making it for that audience, go ahead and do it. And then if you don't like that, just avoid that game. They're not trying to sell it to you. It was like lower budget. It was for that group. It was marketed to that group, and it's not for you. And I think that that's fine. It's when we start putting it in all of the really big budget stuff, and then it starts to feel overwhelming for the people who are not about it. And so there's ways to do it without making people feel like you're forcing it on them. It's not
Exactly.
that it's not that you're necessarily right or wrong. It's not about that. It's that if something is making people uncomfortable, don't put it on them to the extent that they are feeling uncomfortable. And so, no, I don't think that there should be like gay flags everywhere, especially with the context of Pride getting very gnarly lately. With like naked people in the streets.
Yeah, that's a different topic.
Yeah.
But shames the patriarchy. I feel like I think the word patriarchy is starting to lose its meaning, and everybody's just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, the patriarchy. Like, do you really understand what the patriarchy is? Or are you just fucking just throwing the word out there?
Yes.
As a buzzword.
I think a lot of these are just buzzwords.
Yeah, because everybody keeps saying, the patriarchy, it goes against the patriarchy, it goes against the patriarchy. You think you know what the patriarchy is, but you really don't. And you're just saying that. And like in this game, it kind of just put down like a lot of the male characters to be nothing but bumbling idiots.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the reasons why the movie, the Ghostbusters all-female cast movie was just terrible.
Yeah.
Because they made like Chris Hemsworth like this himbo and stuff, and constantly try to like force comedy and everything. It was
I feel
terrible.
like sometimes instead of just making a good movie with, say, female characters or black characters or like whomever, like whichever group you want to make that movie for, they go way too far with it, and then they try to make everybody else look bad. And so I can understand if it feels like you are being made to be like evil or dumb or bad, because like that doesn't feel good, especially when you see it over and over. And of course people have had that, like, you know, like overweight people have had that forever. Of course that's something that's a little bit different than some of these other things for like numerous reasons, but nonetheless nobody should be made to feel to put down all the time. And so like yeah, I like there's a part of that I could agree with. Like if it feels like they are making all men dumb in a game, like that isn't fun.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of did that with the Resident Evil movie with it's Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City movie. They made Leon look like an incompetent idiot. They race swapped him. They made him a Spanish guy, and they made him like an incompetent idiot. That movie never happened. That's a movie that never happened in my list. But moving on. Pacific Drive. I don't know what the fuck that is.
All right. Warzone is interesting.
Yeah, Call of Duty. Pride flags, cards, emblem, pride flags, emblems.
Were these things that people could just get if they wanted, or were they like?
You could pay for those. You could pay for those add-ons on. You can make those. But Call
So I
of
don't
Duty
see
has
a
always been
problem
about
with that.
customization to that.
Like, it's one thing if it's
I
like
don't.
in the game constantly, but it's another if you can just purchase it. Like, why do they care?
Yeah, but wait, but play devil's advocate, these things were cut on when it was released in overseas, certain parts overseas. So countries where they're very strict with religion and anti-gay, you can't buy those skins. So
Yeah.
it's like
I could see that.
you go full send. Here's things with companies. If you this is speaking as a straight man in the world of 2024. You can't. You should honestly just go full send with things. You can't say you're pro something, but when you get to a different country, you abide by their rules and say, okay, I'm gonna take it out.
Because then it feels like they're doing it for money, which like
it's all for money at this point. It's all for money. And if people can't see that, then what the fuck? Like you hate
like
capitalism?
Assassin's Creed. Like as much as I'm the biggest Assassin's Creed fan in the world, they really have wimped out on a lot of the games making women a choice rather than just full sending it. Because like Cassandra, for instance, in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, is the canon character, period. End of story. Like she's even in another game. I don't know actually if you can choose her character or not in the game. I doubt it. But she's the canon character. So they should have just pulled the trigger on that. But you could choose to be the other guy, her brother. And so I'm with you. It's like if you're going to decide it, just do it. You know, don't do this like halfway thing. But of course, then people are going to get mad. So as an Assassin's Creed fan, I'm glad that they didn't, because if they had pulled the trigger on it just being a female character, they would have had lower sales. And then it would be even more likely that I'm never going to have another Assassin's Creed. So there's a part of me that the business mad is like, okay, good, because we're going to get more games and I can still play as a woman. But then there's a part of me that's with you and is like, okay, just do it.
At this point, it's just companies. You have like, I get you don't want to hurt your sales, but sometimes like you can't be picky. And I would feel how I would feel if I was a gay man, like you're trying to get my money. You really don't care about me. You just want my money. So
I think it's probably like a gray area too, you know?
Yeah, if you really care about me, you should keep my content or whatever things that's supposed to be to represent gay people, no matter where you go, no matter where you release it. Oh, they're not, because they're a very religious place over there. It's bad. We can't do that. We're gonna lose sales over there. Okay, so you care about your dollar signs than actually the people you're supposed to be representing. Are you ready? Yeah.
Everybody yelling about PSN. I don't know why PSN isn't available in certain countries. I don't know if it has anything to do with that or if it's something else entirely. But everybody is upset and complaining and like, oh, how dare you not want games in other countries and you're just being mean to these countries. And it's like, okay, because I said something about like how reviews, like official reviews shouldn't be, not just official, but like any reviews, like in some level of official capacity that you're doing for a game, shouldn't include people who haven't played the game. Because like, for instance, God of War Ragnarok was review bombed from the very first day by people who couldn't play the game. And it was like, I can't get PSN, so I can't play it. And so on the other side of that is if they do offer certain things and then the country blocks it completely, people are gonna be like, now I can't play the game because he wanted to do gay. So it's like, if they do full send it, people are still gonna complain. I mean, but at least they will have, you know, stood on their 2 feet, I guess.
I suppose. So with Shadow of Doubt, I never played that. Castle Beast, I never played that. Leaf Fallen, I never played that. Borderlands 3, Gearbox 2020. Contains overly pro LGBTQ, multiple non-binary LGBTQ plus characters. The Love and Tentacles DLC features homosexual relationship. The playable character FL4K wears non-binary pin.
Just the fact that it's called Love and Tentacles, and the thing they're complaining about, once again, is gay. It sounds like it involves tentacles. So like maybe we should talk about that instead.
Actually,
I would put bestiality on a list. I'm sorry.
No,
if I were
wait,
making
stop.
a list of games that I was like, this has some gross shit, I would put bestiality on it. All right.
Now, speaking as a connoisseur and a man who indulges in good things and finer things, Love and Tentacles is an art of hentai. Hentai is a Japanese art, okay? It is not porn, it is art. For you to see it as porn, it's just you're degenerate. It is art. So Love and Tentacles does not fall under bestiality. It falls under hentai. Is hentai sometimes contain bestiality? Yes and no, but there's an art form to it. Do not look at me like that. I feel like this episode is just like just very unhinged. I don't know because we're drinking or just because like we always somehow we're getting constantly back to like porn and stuff.
It's just that's just the episode, I guess. Enjoy. Porn brain people, this is for you. I don't know.
Okay, so going back to Borderlands, I don't see anything wrong with what Borderlands has done because it's, if you think it's like
sorry.
space.
The fact that you brought that up is so funny because the fact that we keep coming back to it because we're going through this list says a lot about what they're focusing on in this list. It's literally like a porn brain list. Like if people just stopped focusing on sex for 2 seconds, they could maybe enjoy more games.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. My hamster like wasn't on the wheel for a second and they got back on. I got you. I get what you're saying. If you stop focusing on things, that's what I've been doing a lot too. It seems like with certain movies and stuff. Like I'm gonna give you an example. I'm watching Agatha All Along, the series, and I'm watching it because I'm a Marvel fan and I want to see how they're supposed to be tying in certain characters. Do I see how it's like pro-gay? Yes, they hint towards like two characters being in a relationship. They say something. And in my brain, I'm just watching it to see what's happening. I'm not watching it to fucking because it's like.
I have a really good like example for this. So for instance, have you heard of the red car theory?
No, but I have a red car.
Okay, so if you went for a drive and then after the drive, I said, how many red cars did you see? You'd be like, I don't fucking know, 1 or 2, 3, maybe, I don't know, and my own. But if before you started to drive, I said, make sure you know how many red cars you see. I'm going to ask you.
Okay, so I'm going to be looking at every red car.
Looking for the red cars.
I
you'd have a much more, like, you know how many red cars there were. And so what we focus on is what we see. And so there's a lot of everything everywhere. If you're focused on sex and gay and all of this stuff nonstop, that's what you're going to see. But if you're focused on like game features and you're like, oh, I really like the combat in this game, or oh, I really like there's so many other things you can focus on, right? Then you're going to see that. And so people are just so focused on this nonstop.
They're looking for it. Yeah. So you're looking for that. So you're going to find it.
Yeah.
So if I go looking for trouble, you'll find trouble. I get what you're saying.
If they really wanted to, they could probably find something to cancel in every single game.
So if we scroll through this list, like it seems like it's just a repeat of the same things over and over and over. Like contains pro DI messaging.
I wonder if there's anything else.
It's the same thing. Let's see what the recommended has. What does the recommended have?
Yeah.
What's on the recommended list?
Let's scroll up. What are the first games?
Cave Story. Never heard that. Borderlands Enhanced.
I love that it says
contains no woke content.
That's it. That's all it says all the way through.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Let me see some of these games I got.
The whole list.
Left on Red. I've never heard of that.
What do you think is a game would be on this list? We can look for it.
I don't know. Because I thought Helldivers would not be in this list.
There it is. Wukong.
Wukong's
on the list. It should
Wukong's
be.
on the list.
That's what, like, all of the... Because it's not that Wukong has anything wrong with it. It's that all of the Nazis decided that they loved Wukong. Because they're like... It's funny that the Nazis have decided that they love Asian culture now. Like, Eastern culture. Because they hate Western culture so much. Like, that's how far... Like, that's where we're at.
the thing is, here's the thing with Wukong. I'm gonna say I love the game Wukong. I loved it because like I never really knew Chinese mythology, and like when you see that, it's beautiful. So I feel like games that kind of stuck to like bare bones minimum and just like we're just making a game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're saying is not DEI or gay or whatever, because it was just like, here's your character, you go. Outlast. Outlast is that horror game. I get it. So, I mean,
Dude,
there's
I'm
no.
shocked to see Mad Max and Far Cry on here. A Ubisoft game is on here. If you had told me that there would be a Ubisoft game recommended on a woke content list, like an anti-woke content list, I would never believe you. I would have voted against. I would have like bet against that all day, every day. I'm shocked.
But they doing like Far Cry 2. Far Cry 2. Is Far Cry 3 here? Far Cry 3 is not even there. Far Cry 3 was an amazing game.
1-on-1.
I
Yeah,
think
so
Far
just that
Cry
one.
3 was one of the first ones I played.
But it must have some woke. I wonder if it's on. Let's go to the full list. Far Cry. Far Cry 6 is not recommended, and Far Cry 2 is. So they didn't mention
What
all
about
the
Far
other
Cry
Far Cries.
3? They don't do that's
Not even
dumb.
on here. So
That's
I guess
stupid.
it's either. I guess maybe they didn't look to see if it has woke content on it yet, and maybe they'll add it like a curator. Maybe if a curator watches this, they'll be like, "Oh my god, we gotta go look at all the Far Cries." See if they're
Dream
bad.
Daddy, the dad dating
Oh my god,
simulator.
yes. This
of
one's
course.
so funny. Why?
Of course it's in there.
It's literally
Why wouldn't that
called
be in there?
Dream Daddy, dude.
It's like the name is in the fucking
It's like the gayest game literally on earth.
like
It's meant to be gay. It's for the gays.
Psychonauts 2 Double Fine contains pro messaging containing overdue.
Did the Quarry
features
have
a
anything?
gay wedding.
Corey didn't have anything gay that I remember.
Which one's a query?
The Quarry is it's the second like sort of Until Dawn type of game. They have the dark pictures too, but it's slightly different. Those are darker. This is like the next campy one that's kind of like Until Dawn.
Okay.
I don't remember it having anything gay in it. Oh wait, no,
Oh,
I lied. There's two potential gay characters. Nope, I just remembered.
That's it.
Yep. It's you can choose to make him either go for the guy or go for the girl.
So he's bisexual.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It
it
is
feels
there.
like this list just points out anything that has gay, they're not recommending, which is fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid because if you focus on this list, you're missing out on some really good games. There's a lot of games in here that are
They
really
literally
fucking
say
good.
don't play Spider-Man Miles Morales because there's black people. That's what the new POC main character overshadows Peter Parker.
Well, here's my take on that as more of a fan.
Okay.
Miles Morales should have kept his name as fucking Kid Arachnid or Miles Morales and not be overshadow Spider-Man. What they're trying to do is force Miles Morales in and be like, Spider-Man is gone. They did the same thing with Ben Reilly when they did Scarlet Spider-Man. They try to force out Peter Parker, but at the end
isn't
of the day, Peter
Spider-Man like
Parker will always
multiverse?
be
So doesn't
Spider-Man.
it make sense for there to be multiple Spider-Men?
No, well, Ben Reilly, Scarlet Spider-Man is in the same universe as Peter Parker because he is a clone of Peter Parker made. So that's why you have Scarlet Spider-Man. And Miles Morales has been brought into this universe from his Ultimate Universe into the 616 universe because of Secret Wars. That's a whole different story.
So, like,
But the
is
thing
there
is, like-
anything wrong with, like, because I feel like the multiverse thing is, like, if anything, like a kind of cool concept. So it doesn't not make sense to have multiple types of Spider-Man, but.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, we want to get rid of Peter and focus more on Miles and stuff because, like, so what happened was this: when Into the Spider-Verse came out, the movie, like, it got so much hype and it was well viewed. They were like, we have to try to somehow push Peter out and push Miles forward.
So wait, was the game after the movie? I remember watching the movie, and I don't really watch too many superhero movies or even animated movies, but it was actually pretty good.
I believe Spider-Man Miles came out after the movie.
Oh,
Let
okay.
me just confirm.
And so it's like they never look at the intention because clearly the intention there was to capitalize on something that had made money. It
Yes,
didn't,
Into
it,
the Spider-Verse was before.
it like doesn't have to do with being like, hey, white people suck. It's like, hey, this made money. And so it's like they never look at the intention. Or like, obviously Dream Daddy is by the gays for the gays. Like that's 100% for the gays. So like if it's not for you, like why are you upset? I can like somewhat not understand, but like try to understand from the perspective of the white man who feels attacked and like try to like just get into their head for a second. I can maybe understand when it feels like they're being made, like we said, to be dumb, to be like when we're making them like evil all the time. But when things aren't about you and you're inserting yourself into them and making yourself the main character of something that's like not for you at all, like maybe just relax a little bit.
Yeah, it's just like it's just that as I've said multiple times, there's so many black superheroes that we'll never get to see in the big screen because it's like the sad part is a lot of these companies don't trust that black people go watch these movies, which is fucking sad because we have like superheroes like Icon. We're finally getting the Jon Stewart Green Lantern, and people on the internet were upset of the casting for that because the guy is light skinned. He's light skinned black, so people are upset saying he's not black enough. Okay, he's not black enough. Then guess what? Mary Jane in the new Spider-Man movies wasn't white enough. You're making now they put in Wonder Man into the Marvel universe, the the cinematic universe. Marvel Man is supposed to be white. He's black now. Like if you want, like I get it. I get what you're saying. Like when you have these characters and like you feel like you said, those characters being pushed out.
Yeah.
And they're pushing this one in. It comes off very disingenuous. And it's like I can see why somebody's mad and gets upset. And when they replace
them with someone who's not an actually good character. So for instance, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that and this and that's fine. But like, I think that Alloy is a very boring character from what I played. And so when we put, like, for instance, someone at the center that is a woman or a black person or somebody that we're trying to like give them their own story and we're trying to be like, hey, here's something cool that we made. And then we make them boring, and we don't do it justice to give them their own story because, probably a bunch of white men wrote it and they don't know how to write women. We lose a lot of our ability to show those stories in the light that they could be and show powerful stories. Because there's nothing wrong. Like anyone who is a white man who hasn't experienced somebody else's story in like a way where it could be meaningful. Like, for instance, I told you that what was it? AC4, Edward Kenway. Yeah. He's the one that I most relate to in that series. I relate to his journey as a human being. And you can tell that story as a woman's story, or not that story specifically, but any story potentially from the woman's perspective. But when they make her boring and cookie cutter and not give her own kind of like personality attributes that would make sense for her or give her any kind of depth, then we lose the potential for those stories to matter. And there's a lot of people who would like look at this list and be kind of on the medium part of the spectrum and be like, okay, I don't want anything that's like preaching at me, but who would also be open to playing a game that's outside of their perspective if it's done right. And so there's like that middle ground that I think a lot of people on the very other side of things who hate this list, and obviously we hate this list, but like who really hate this list and can never even look at it without like spitting all sorts of insults, right? Those people aren't going to be able to even talk to the middle ground. And I feel like there is a middle ground that can have real conversations,
But I would disagree with you that like, some men can't write women, because if you look at like some of the games and movies that men wrote women, they write women as very strong and like capable. Like look at Tomb Raider. The original Tomb Raiders were written by men, and Lara Croft was like, she was a sexy femme fatale. She was eye candy, but at the same time, she didn't take shit. And she was very capable and holding her own against fucking dinosaurs and fucking all the Egyptian stuff. They look at movies like Atomic Blonde, which is written and produced by a man, and how she was written was very strong and powerful. Same thing with She-Hulk. She-Hulk was when she got the power of She-Hulk, she was like, I'm no longer afraid. I can fight and defend myself.
No, so let me reword that. Just because you are not part of a group doesn't mean you can't write about that group. But if you write it poorly, it is likely partially due to that. That's
yes. because we have seen some people write for like black characters, and the character is very like boring and corny.
Yeah,
It's
because
like, what the hell?
they don't want to stereotype, so they get like really nervous, and then they just don't give them any character at all.
Yeah. So I agree with you with that.
Yeah.
But when I look at this list, it's like half this shit doesn't make fucking sense.
I want to see if there's like anything. Features a character briefly changing from a man into a woman as a result of a potion presented in a humor setting. Okay, so this is like they're informational. So they're like, hey, they made a joke of it, so it's not technically trans.
Okay, you ever saw the movie? This is an old movie. You're gonna show my age. Sorority Boys.
No.
It's a comedy where a bunch of guys, they want to get into college but they can't, so they dress as women and go into sorority.
Okay.
To get and stuff. So it's guys dressing as women. It's very like those 90s like teen movies and stuff. So like I would see something like Baldur's Gate. If there's a potion for me to drink to become a woman to infiltrate and do something, would you not? Like, do people not understand like this the whole character of femme fatale, of the, like as a spies call it honeypot?
It's like they're taking everything as an affront now because they've felt enough times like they're being attacked that they've now gone so far to say that everything that isn't completely in line with lifting them up is anti them. And that is such a very unhealthy way to live. Just because something doesn't include what you want doesn't mean it's against what you are.
I get you.
I think the informational might have a little bit better. You? Yeah, unless it's actually
more
attacking
informational.
You. The informational I feel like has a little bit more
Wait,
detail.
go back. I saw Fallout 4. Stop. Wait, let's start with Fallout 4. No, wait, we'll start with No More Heroes 3.
Wait. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Your favorite game.
Okay, yes, but the thing with me is Red Dead Redemption 2 changed my whole like perspective on gaming. And so I've written numerous things that are positive about Red Dead 2, even though I didn't enjoy it myself. Because I can look at the features of a game and say, hey, these features can be good or bad depending on what you like and what you prefer. And so for me, obviously the game is very detailed. I just don't care about details. Like, I want the gameplay to be fun. Like, I want the combat to be fun. I want the story to be fun. And if it's only told through dialogue on a horse, I'm going to get bored. My brain cannot do it. It's like what do you call it?
What?
You said hamster on the wheel earlier, but what's the like simple brain you said? Like that kind of thing. Like my brain gets simple when it's like too much.
I'm a caveman brain.
Yeah, I get caveman brain when it's like just dialogue on a horse. I'm like, give me something to do. Like for instance, AC1 had it where there'd be like a camera change if you looked for like the little there was like a little thing you could press. So anytime there was a cutscene in AC1, you had something to do. You could like look for it. And so it like kept my brain engaged. If it's just like boring, I can't focus.
See, I'm just very, I need stimulation all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
For games.
I think we're the same that way.
So okay, so No More Heroes 3 contains subtly pro-LGBTQ imagery. There's a rainbow graffiti presented on one of the buildings.
Like one
that is the
time,
most fucking stupidest thing ever.
They can relax.
Red Dead Redemption.
I think this one's so weird because they say the NPC Sadie behaves in the same way a modern day feminist would. Her husband was fucking murdered, bro. Like, what was she supposed to do?
Wait.
She was living her husband's murdered at the very beginning of the fucking game, and her whole character arc is like joining this group, them teaching her their ways, and her trying to do her best with the cards that she was handed, and then she gets revenge on the people who killed her husband. What the fuck is wrong with that, bro?
So, Rose Dunn, Belle Starr, Pearl Hart, Mary Fields, Big Nose Kate, Laura Bolton, who has Annie Oakley, Sal Scully, and these are just a few of women from the Old West who were outlaws.
Yeah. So not only is it historically accurate, it's also a story about a woman who is grieving her husband's murder. Like, how is that feminist?
That's not that's a woman saying, I'm fucking gonna do my own. I'm gonna fucking pop.
She had no other choice. This group saved her, after her husband was murdered. They took her in. and she tried to help provide for that group. Like, what was she supposed to do?
I just think like people are just like I don't know. I honestly don't know. Like this list doesn't make sense. Fallout. Let's see Fallout. Let's go up to Fallout.
I never thought I would defend RDR2 so hard.
Contains yeah, because of Fallout you can make your own choices. Message homosexual romance options. So
do these people like cancel themselves from life too? They're like, oh my god, people make gay decisions in life. I can't live here anymore. And then is that why they're trying to get to Mars? It's just like, you can't even exist in reality with people who are different from you. Like that's where you're at. So, because that's the thing, like games reflect somewhat of reality. And so you're saying you can't exist in the world with people who are different from you? Like you're that sensitive?
hold on. Dark Souls remastered contains sub-ever. The boss character Godwin was born a male but raised female and given clothes and magic ring to help him act like a female. It's Dark Souls. Everybody's fucked up in that universe. Dark Souls 2.
I like that they have details in this one. The informational really is better. A gender swap coffin? What does that mean?
Gender swap players can change back and forth between male and female. How is that? Scholar, the first thing, there's a gender swap coffin things, but it allows the player to change back and forth. That's the same thing. Dark Souls 3 contains program messaging. The reversal ring allows character to perform the animations associated with the opposite biological sex.
What kind of animations? What does that even mean?
I don't remember that. I don't remember that ring. I played 3
Does that mean like men can pretend they have boobs? Like I don't really understand what's happening here.
I don't know. Wait, Final Fantasy 7. So be pro climax action messages. Forced cross dressing. Oh my god.
What is it? Wait, are you okay?
This is fucking stupid.
Bro, what do you think they think? Speaking of Scotland, what do you think they think of Scottish people in their kilts? Do you think they're anti-kilt?
I have to get another drink because Final Fantasy. Have you ever played Final Fantasy 7?
No, but I'm imagining the cross-dressing and I'm imagining like a Scottish kilt and them getting upset.
No. So, okay, there's a scene in Final Fantasy 7 where you go to this area and this guy, he likes the girls. He likes the girls. So you as Cloud have to do these missions to get like the best dress, the best makeup. So you could kind of like go in with the two girls part of your party, the two girls who are in your party, so you could infiltrate and get this, like, be with this guy. Because it's a part of the mission. So you cross-dress and you look like a girl. And they say, oh my God, you're so pretty. But you can see the guy, he's like, I don't like this at all. So the character is like, I don't like this, but I got to do this because it's part of the mission.
So I have questions for them because I wonder how they feel about, because a lot of these, I'm not saying a lot, okay, some of these people really truly hate women, like just hate women. And so, you know, they would be very pro like men acting all roles, I would assume, because they don't want women to work. So I wonder how they feel about men that were acting all of the roles in like, you know, ancient Rome or whatever, you know, where they're like, I think about Rome every day. And, you know, do they think about the fact that men cross-dress every day?
Yes. But put like this. This list is very disingenuous because it doesn't have Final Fantasy 13 here. And 13 had
actual
pro LGBTQ in it. It had pro LGBTQ because two of the characters were gay and they saved the fucking world with their gay love.
Oh, okay. They have full. Do you see this? See the full review for spoilers. So they have full reviews with maybe some more of the details. Oh no. Now we know where it is. No, but I'm just saying that if we ever wanted to, or if anybody else wants to, I bet if you go to the links, you can probably get their whole reviews if you wanted the details, which might be like a good place when I just am motivated to try to understand. Because it's just, I love that they have something called gender bender in here, but it's not even anti. It's not even in the not recommended list. It's informational.
Like,
Whether in favor or against gender identities is unclear. A satirical take on picking a gender identity. Oh, that's interesting.
I don't even understand what that
don't,
means.
So I assume it's a game where it is talking about gender, but they can't tell if they're on their side or the other side. Wait,
I'm gonna be so annoyed. All day I'm gonna be annoyed
God.
because of this. I'm gonna be annoyed all day now.
I love
All day.
this.
I hate this.
I love this. I love how much it's upsetting you.
Why do people get joy of upsetting me?
It's the troll mentality, you know? It's like when they come in and they're like just trying to make you have a bad time.
Where's Devil May Cry? Find Devil May Cry. I want to see what Devil May Cry falls under.
All right, I'll find it.
Let's go full list and see if Devil May Cry pops up.
There you go. Contains no woke content. Are you pleased?
Wait, but that's Devil May Cry 1. Which Devil May Cry is that?
They only have one. DMC.
Oh no, 2013. 2013, I think, is the remake with Dante by. Yep, that's the remake. Ninja Theory. Yeah, that's the remake.
Okay.
But so they don't have the original Devil May Cries.
Before we start wrapping, is there anything? Oh my God, they don't recommend Advanced Warfare?
Why does it? What's it? Lena is a female.
Has the best score. Oh, so they're just upset that a girl beat them. Do they know? Listen, I'm not good at everything, but I have definitely, scored higher than men a lot of times in my life, many a time. And if you are upset by that, maybe get your head out of the porn gutter and start fucking trying and learn and do something with your life, and then maybe you can fucking compete. Just gonna throw it out there. Maybe you would be better if you fucking didn't jerk off every 2 seconds.
As somebody who's served in the military, I can tell you, there are women in the fucking military who are fucking just as brutal as men. And there's even female task force that were made during the Iraqi and Afghanistan war that were made to go in and just rescue Afghani women. I've been outshot, outran, outpushed up by women before. Women are strong. There's some strong women out there. The reason they're not on the front lines like men, are because of women's bodies and stuff, because certain things. There's that. But there are women who are just as capable of men. So for people to be upset of that, like seeing a strong woman, that's wild. That is wild.
I saw a video the other day that aligns with what you said very well. They were like, there's some sports where it makes sense to be separated because women would never be able to compete with certain things. And probably men too. There's like men could never win like a baby popping out contest, like ever.
A baby popping out contest? Do you hear yourself right now?
I'm just saying there's like different.
A baby pop.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying there's different things that we are capable of doing in general, and men have advantages and women have advantages. It just happens. It doesn't mean that anybody's better than one another or that it's all the way across the board, because there's exceptions everywhere. Like you're saying, like there are exceptions, and there's also gray areas of like women just weren't allowed or bullied or whatever. Like there's like so many gray areas. At the same time, I forgot where I was going with that. Okay. So archery. So they were saying there are sports where it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what gender you are. It doesn't matter your strength level. It doesn't matter any of that. And there are women who are very good at archery. And so they had it mixed for a while. And I don't know if this was for like the Olympics or what competition, I can't remember. But like they were saying this was like the archery competition. And when women were involved, a woman won. And for like 8 years after that, they separated it out and didn't allow women to compete anymore.
Really?
Because a woman won. And they say it's because, it's just because we have differences. But it's because a woman won, and they were fucking butthurt about it. Like, I'm sorry, if you don't want a woman to win,
Just
get your brain out of the porn gutter and like get up there and work. Go to work.
Exactly.
If you're that upset about it.
I agree. There's some sports like women just shouldn't be mixed gendered. And I feel like there are sports that they should be gender included, like shooting.
Yeah.
Shooting, yes. Let's do shooting. Any type of shooting. Track and field and some type of Olympic events, like lifting and stuff. Like I don't know. I would say like okay, maybe you shouldn't mix that because again, I know my limits, and I know there's women that I've seen that can fucking outlift me because those women are fucking they put the work in.
Yeah.
But you do see guys who could outlift women because like it's just genetics.
It's just genetics.
But like when it comes to when it comes to like shooting or something, it's like.
And like overall, our brains can have differences. Like there are generics for our mental differences. It doesn't mean it's the same across the board. You know, like there are things you can apply and say, okay, a lot of men think this way and a lot of women think this way. But there are many, many, many exceptions. So when it comes to the mental game, can have a lot of exceptions, even if there are fewer women that might compete with certain areas. Like there are people who talk about like chess, for instance. Like there's a lot we could get into with that. But like at the end of the day, it is very possible for many sports to have women excel in, especially when it comes to shooting. Like we said, like some women just have really good aim. That has nothing to do with strength. Like it's not genetics. They just have really good aim because that has nothing to do with your gender. Like I don't.
Yeah. Like let's one day if we ever encounter each other IRL again, let's go to a shooting range and see who can shoot better.
I don't go enough, but I would love to. That'd be amazing.
I think I know.
I mean, you're a military guy. Of course you're gonna shoot better than me.
And I have my own gun.
I do too. I do too. I'm a woman living alone. I own.
Oh really? We could talk more about your gun offline.
Yeah.
But to wrap this up, this list is fucking stupid. It doesn't make sense. It throws in a whole bunch of fucking games that does like. I don't think you guys just played the game. I just think you had. It seems like the same shit over and over and fucking again. Oh, because it has bi type 1 and 2. Oh, it has some little minor gay stuff. And then there's games that had multiple gay things in it you don't have here. Final Fantasy 13 should have been on this list, and you're not recommended. Bless you. My cat is sneezing. But for Final Fantasy 13 you don't have here when the game has 2 characters who are gay and they save the world. Doesn't make sense. You throw in games that I just can't. Like, it's really upsetting that you have some of these things there. You have Hellblade in here. Hellblade. Like, a female character is a Pictic warrior that takes on Norsemen and Norse gods to melee combat. Do you not understand? Viking women also fought in wars.
And
have you ever seen a Viking woman?
And the Deathloop one is the same as the Hogwarts one. It's like, oh, it wouldn't be true in the setting. Bro, it's a fantasy setting. What are you talking about?
Motherfuckers could time travel in the game.
It's a 1960s inspired setting. It's not actually in the 1960s. Just like Hogwarts isn't actually in like 1800 Scotland. It's a magical world. What are you talking about? There's wizards, bro.
You guys don't have fun. You're just like, you know what? You're just as bad as the people who sit there and point out all games are sexist and misogynist and like
you're just as bad on the other side. Realize that they have an agenda and you have an agenda and you're being just as fucking annoying, bro. Like relax. Just relax.
Everybody, let's take a quote from the man himself, the greatest than ever, Keanu Reeves. Because Keanu Reeves said it best. You know, you just gotta stay out of the fucking certain conversations. He's at the stage of his life where he stays out of discussions. Even if you say 1 + 1 is 5, if you're happy, you're right. Have fun. That's it. Be like Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is doing it right. You don't see Keanu Reeves in any controversy because you know why? He doesn't give a fuck.
You can't control everything in the world. You literally cannot. You can only control yourself. And so if you don't want to have those things in your life, then look at the things where it's actually trying to force anything on you. If you're just trying to avoid ever encountering even things that are just removed, like let's say the body types instead of like being male, female, like just relax. They're not trying to attack you. Nobody is attacking you. Except maybe the sweet baby ink CEO, but like nobody else is attacking you.
Jesus Christ. I'm so over this list. I'm gonna continue to get drunk. Let us know what you think about this nonsense in the comments below. If this is your first time seeing the list and you are just like, wait, this is an eye opener, and you're just like, oh God, like maybe I need to just stop listening to all these fools and actually just play the games, or you just like you agree with it. Let us know in the comments below. I have nothing more to say because it's pissed me off more that I think about this list. I'm Della.
I can't imagine living my life by like deciding that propaganda runs my life. You know, like all of this is propaganda, the other side is propaganda. Just do whatever the fuck you want. Stop listening to everybody else.
Exactly. Be your own person.
Yep. That's it. That's episode
Well, that's
6,
all
7.
we got. I hope you enjoyed. We're out.